Dan, let's not fight about this anymore. We've been having this conversation on this show for a year about exactly who got this wrong. We can put that to the side for the moment. What I think we can all agree on is this is going to wind up costing Jerry Jones and the Cowboys a fortune, and Dak Prescott played it great. He bet on himself, and he is going to cash in a huge way.
Sure, he has to play on the franchise tag this year for $31.4 million. They franchise him again next year, it's almost $38 million, and then projected out if they wanted to do it the year after that, it's over $54 million. So, looking ahead, he's going to get to the negotiating table next spring and say, if I do nothing, I've got $91 million in guaranteed money coming the next 2 years. That's where this conversation has to start. So obviously, Jerry Jones wanted this done this summer, didn't get it done. I don't think he is surprised that the Watson and Mahomes deals got done at that level. And I think he was expecting that, which is why he did want to get it done this summer. And he knows that it's going to cost him big money and that the possibility of Dak not being there long term has been raised by the fact that the deal did not happen this summer. And
it's worth just reminding everybody, even though it seems somewhat obvious in a hard cap sport, that when you're paying any one player more money than you needed to necessarily, it costs you in other places. So, RC, where does this leave in your mind Dak Prescott and the Cowboys going into this season and long term?
I think this season it leaves the Dallas Cowboys in a good spot. They have an extremely good roster offensively, and they've rebuilt some things on the back end defensively. But going into the future, I think it puts them in a bad position. It puts Jerry Jones in a position to have to do a deal or franchise Dak Prescott at a number that he doesn't want to. I also think it makes Dak Prescott say, either you come to me where I want you to be or I'm out of here. All the leverage has now changed and switched to the quarterback, when I believe earlier it was on the side of the Dallas Cowboys. And so Jerry Jones is right. Deshaun Watson got his deal because he deserved it. Patrick Mahomes got his deal because he deserved it. I believe Jerry Jones would have given those guys that deal. But he don't think that Dak Prescott is that player. But now he's going to have to either pay him like he is that type of player or lose him.
Yeah, you don't get paid based upon what you do. You get paid based upon what you're worth, and what you're worth is dictated by a lot of other people. Desmond, as you sit and watch this situation play out, what do you think?
I agree with RC when he said earlier in the show that he think that the Cowboys should have paid him first. They should have paid him before Patrick Mahomes got that deal and before Deshaun Watson got his deal. Now Jerry Jones is going to be up against the wall because Dak Prescott has most of the leverage. I think that Dak Prescott did a great job of betting on himself, and now he's going to come out on top financially if he stays with the Cowboys. I'm really curious to see how this plays out beyond this season, because don't forget, Jerry Jones is a very slick owner, a very smart owner. We haven't heard the end of Jerry Jones in this saga with Dak Prescott. It's not going to end simply like people think it is.
Oh, I agree with that completely, but it is so rare that you see Jerry in a situation where he has none of the leverage, or at least not obviously so. So, Dan Graziano, these things can become they can become ugly, right? They can become personal and all that. Dak always says the right things. Is there reason to believe that this has gotten acrimonious in any way, or that it will?
No, I've been given no reason to believe that. Dak Prescott, has been through worse in his life. There's no question about it. He's motivated. He's getting $31 million this year. Last year he made $2 million. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be driven, and I think he knows that no matter what happens, to RC's point, Desmond's point, he's going to be fine because he's in control of this situation going forward.
Look, I'm thinking of a guy in Joe Flacco who bet on himself once upon a time, won a Super Bowl that year by playing great in the playoffs, and made himself the richest player in the National Football League. Dak is looking at that blueprint, and he could easily find himself there as well. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.